Welcome to part 2 of Illustrator for Beginners. It's been a long time coming. I've been pretty busy the past few months, so I'm getting back on track with my video creation. This particular video, we're going to take a look at drawing objects and the stroke and fill parts of Illustrator. So let's go ahead and create a new document. Now, you can give it a title. We're going to call this Drawing Objects. And if you recall from the first video, I went over the different options you have. You can do it for print, web. There's some presets in here. I'm going to do this one from web. That's what I work mostly in. And let's say 800 by 600. And of course, it's going to be in RGB mode there. So we'll go ahead and create the document. Alright, what most people want to know how to get start drawing objects. So we have our shape tools over here: rectangle, round, rectangle, ellipse, polygon, star tool, flare tool, etc. So let's start with the rectangle, and we're just going to draw one out. I'm just holding down the clicker, the left click, and just letting go. Now you can draw, when you do that, you can draw any way you want. Now if you want it centered up, you want to hold shift click, and you're drawing from the center, and you make a perfect square when you hold shift click. So let's go ahead and undo all this. Let's go ahead and draw one object. We're going to make this a perfect square holding shift click, and we're going to draw a second object, and we're just going to make this more of a rectangular thing like this. Now I can grab hold of that by getting my move tool here, and the one with the bounding boxes on, the one we're going to move around, we're going to move this one about right there. Alright, now let's look down here at our stroke and fill. The top one right here, the white, that would be fill. This would be stroke. Whichever one's on top is the one you're working with. You can also control these from over here up top. You can do fills there. You can do stroke colors there. You can set stroke widths there. And again, you can toggle within your color palettes there, or your color schemes. And here, if you don't have this showing, you go to Windows, Stroke. I created a customized workspace. We'll do that in another video. But anyhow, you can also control your strokes here, the distance, and different things here. We'll get more into this in a later video as we do actual projects. Really, is how we'll cover that. But let's start with fill. I want to select this one right here, and we're going to change the fill color. Let me see, we're going to change it, let's change it to red. And then we're going to select this one here, let's change it to green. Okay? Now, as you see, I've got two objects here, two squares, objects. Technically, they're not layers, but if you open up your panel here, you're working on a layer. It gives you layer one you're working on, and then you're working on objects. These are called objects here, but they kind of stack up like layers. So if you're familiar with Photoshop, you're going to understand the stacking order, because watch what happens when I do this. See, it works a lot like layers, even though technically it's not a layer. So again, show you one more time. Of course, you can remove the fill from one and see straight through it, and we can go up here. We can click the diagonal red line, or we can go down here and click it to remove the fill. And when I remove the fill, you see that the one behind comes through. Okay, let's look at the stroke. Take this one. Once you have no fill, you can't click in the middle. You have to click on the line itself to get hold of it. And we can change the stroke color. So let's change the stroke color to blue. And let's make it a little thicker. Let's go to give it 6 points. There we go. So we changed the stroke widths, and again, we have this one behind here. We can actually remove the stroke from the one behind. Again, we can go up here, the red diagonal line, or we can go here. Remember, we're working with the stroke because it's on top here. And we're going to click this, and we're going to click that. And you notice there's no longer any stroke around here. I had the little black stroke. There's no longer any stroke. Of course, other objects you can do the same thing with. You can do rounded rectangle. You can do the ellipse. If you want to draw a perfect circle with the ellipse, just hold down Shift click, and then you get a perfect circle. Rounded rectangle. Again, that's the same as the other. You go Shift click for a square, and it becomes a rounded square. Polygon, same thing. Make it perfect. Hold down Shift click. Freestyle. Do it like that. Star tool. I think I'll show you something about star tool. So undo star here. On the star tool, we can, let's go ahead and cancel out. Let me try that again. Star tool, if you'll select it and then you double click on your canvas, or your artboard I should say. If you wanted to make a triangle, triangle has 3 corners, right? There you go. So we have a triangle. Of course, you can grab any of these. You can grab, resize by grabbing the move tool, grabbing on one of the points, and of course you can change the fill color just by clicking on it. Pick from there, or a swatch, or from up here. So those are the different ways to do drawings with the tools that are provided in Illustrator. We'll get into the pen tool and stuff like that a little later, where you can do some good freehand stuff. So that will be all for this video. I hope this has helped someone. If you've liked this video, please give me a like, leave a comment, or share the video. I would appreciate it. Visit SkeeterZ71.com for more video tutorials on web design, graphic, Illustrator, Photoshop, Dreamweaver, WordPress, .NET Nude, and several other types of videos. It's all kind of interrelated. The site's more geared towards web design, but there's useful things for even those who aren't web designers. Have a good day.